Hey everybody, welcome back to New Mexican Jaguar. My name's Trevor.
And I'm Estefania. So today, you guys, we're going to be showing you how we do our Mexican Fiesta. So I will be showing you how to do a pot of cooked pinto beans, and Trevor's going to do the guacamole.
I'd rather do salsa.
But you have to have guacamole in a Mexican party.
I'm still doing salsa.
Okay, so he'll do the salsa and I'll still do guacamole. And so I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, you guys, so I have all of my ingredients in front of you here. I have 2 cups of my pinto beans. I have 4 teaspoons of corn oil. I have some bay leaves that I like to put to add some flavor to it. I have some salt, I have some rosemary, some yellow onion, and garlic. So the salt we're not gonna add until the very end because this allows the beans to cook uniformly before even, so you never add salt when you're first starting your batch of beans. And so one thing I do like to say is that when you have fresh picked beans like these from a bag or from the farm or from wherever you get them, you make sure that you have to sift them out first to make sure that there's no debris or dirt or anything you don't want to eat. Trust me, sometimes you will find little pieces of debris or dirt that just happen to be in the batch. So I usually like taking those half ones out. Sometimes you find ugly shriveled ones, so I take those out as well. And I sort them out like this first. And then I have my little pile of pre-sorted beans that I set aside. You can soak them overnight. I didn't. Since I'm doing it on the pressure, I'm cooking them on the pressure cooker, you don't have to soak them overnight. But if you want, you can. That allows for a faster cooking. So my last batch, just sift them through, make sure there's no garbage or anything, again, that you don't want to eat. So just make sure everything's good. And then I'm going to put these in my batch. What I will do is put them through just tap cold water and let them run for a little bit, just to make sure I kind of clean them a little out before I cook them. So this should be good. That just takes off the dirt and soil and anything that has gone onto your fresh beans, because you don't want to be eating that with your pot of fresh stewed greens. All right, that looks great. Okay, so like I said, you want to make sure you rinse them thoroughly. You usually get a little pearling kind of like this, because if you are like me, you like to eat them also out of the pot. And so I like drinking the stew with my beans, and so you want to make sure you're not eating any mucky, nasty water while you're cooking your beans. So for each pound of beans, which is equivalent to 2 cups, you want to add 8 cups of water. So I usually like using my filtered water. As you can see, I've added 8 cups, and it usually tells you how much you've have added. That's one of the things I like about this one. Measures it out. Then I'm just going to add my beans in there as well. So they've been pre-sifted, pre-washed, ready to be dumped in here. Okay, and then I'm gonna grab my the rest of my ingredients, which is for 2 cups of water, you want to add 4 teaspoons of oil. And the oil prevents these beans from foaming. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but it's not the most appealing thing when you see foamy beans. And so the olive oil does that for you. You don't want to add the salt until they're already cooked. I like adding some onion, garlic, and some bay leaves. Some people put rosemary. I tend to leave that at the end. All right, and you're not gonna slice this or mince this really thin. All you need is really just a quart of this, or slice it in quarters. I'm gonna slice this again. So it's just really one half of onion, and I'm going to put the chunks in directly in there. That's normal, that's fine. And I do like adding some garlic as well. Usually 2 or 3 cloves of garlic. And again, this just adds more taste to your beans instead of them being so plain. Okay, just squish them a little bit so you can have some taste. Add them to your pot of beans. You can add about 4 leaves of these. And again, these are bay leaves, and this adds flavor to your beans. And so, like you saw, I had left the chunks of onions and the bits of garlic, because you don't want to mince them so small where you have mush at the end. You want the beans to be your stew, and all this is just adding flavor to it, which I usually end up scooping it off and throwing it away once it's added that flavor to my beans. And like I said, this is all you want to reserve once these are cooked. Then you add as much as you want to your pot of beans. And so now we'll set these up in my pressure cooker. All right, now you have your pot of stew in here, or beans. You want to make sure you lock your device in place. So for this mechanism, you slide counterclockwise. Arrows matches the lock sign. You want to make sure the mechanism is nice and tight to create that pressure. Therefore, it will be cooking faster than your regular stovetop. You hit menu. You want this device at a high pressure. And then you're going to set it up for a full hour, or in this case, 60 minutes. All right, start. And so generally a pot of stew on the stovetop would take about 3, sometimes 4 hours. This cuts it in half, and so for 2 cups, it generally 60 minutes, sometimes a little less.